If you make a gas play and try to use one of these in the gas, you might see a message pop up that says cannot be placed in gas, which is strictly speaking a lie. You can place munis in the gas, and I do it all the time. You just have to move within 40 meters of the edge of the safe zone. This is the same system that governs buy stations and ammo caches, which are also disabled in gas, but only when they've moved more than 40 meters away from the safe zone. You can imagine a buffer zone surrounding the safe zone which extends 40 meters outwards into the gas, which moves around as the safe zone moves around. This is what makes buy stations reopen in the gas as the circle moves closer to them. This is also why sometimes a buy station might stay open for a really long time in the gas, because it's not time based, it's distance based. And if the safe zone hasn't moved more than 40 meters away, the buy station won't close. This can be very confusing to people who think that buy stations close after a certain time in the gas. Also, when the final zone closes to nothing, the buffer zone stays there permanently. There is a permanent buffer zone with a radius of 40 meters around the final point where the circle finished closing. This means that there is always a region of the map where you can throw a munitions box in the gas, and the message on screen is never true because you can always place a muni in the gas if you're in the right place. Also, it's worth mentioning that if you successfully throw a muni in the buffer zone but the safe zone keeps moving away until your muni leaves the buffer zone, the muni will instantly break on the ground even if you haven't used it yet. This has led some people to think that munis immediately break in the gas because they tried it once near the edge of the buffer zone while the safe zone was still moving and their muni instantly broke in front of them. But you can avoid this if you pay close attention to where the safe zone is and where you're throwing your muni. A good way to tell how far away you are at any given time is to open your TAC map and put a ping on the safe zone. That way you can see the distance measurement on the ping itself change as you move towards the safe zone. Bear in mind that the safe zone is a cylinder of infinite height, so what actually counts is your horizontal distance directly to that cylinder at the same height as you. So if there's a big elevation difference between your current position and where you've put your ping on the TAC map, you might be overestimating your distance from the safe zone. I've got literally hundreds of comments from people who didn't know this is how it works. They try to throw a muni in the gas and they simply believe the message saying cannot be placed in gas. I think for the sake of these casual players, this message should be updated to something more accurate and descriptive. When you try to use an airstrike in crowded airspace, the message doesn't simply say airstrike cannot be used. It says airspace is too crowded for a certain number of seconds, and it counts down until you can use your airstrike. Similarly, if you try to use an ammo cache which has recently been used and it's on a cooldown, there'll be a timer in the message saying how long until you can use the ammo cache again. I think the deployable box message should be updated to say cannot be used more than 40 meters into the gas, with ideally a measurement saying how many meters you currently are from the safe zone. That would have the benefit of informing casual players about a game mechanic that they might not understand yet, and if nothing else, it wouldn't be lying to players like the current message.